Going on, y'all? This is Coach Bruno with Coach Bruno's Corner, coming at you with a quick recap over yesterday's fight of Tyson Fury versus Mariusz Wach. I actually didn't get to watch the fight live. I was out running errands and stuff, and so when it was showing in my time zone, I just wasn't able to make that work out. But I did go back and watch the fight afterwards. I seen that the WBC had allotted the winner like a humanitarian good stewardship type of belt. It's kind of cool looking. I mean, I thought it was cool because I think there should be more things tied to big fights like that, bringing awareness to different causes, in my opinion. So I think that was cool. Obviously, Tyson Fury won the belt, being that he was the winner. But as far as the performance goes, I definitely was not impressed. I think it was a very lackluster performance by Tyson Fury. I'll say one thing about Tyson Fury. I think he's one of those guys where he definitely rises to the occasion, right? So the higher the opposition he fights, the better his performance usually looks. So I don't think he was taking this fight that serious. I don't think it was a very strenuous camp. I mean, to be honest, if you watch the previous video when I was going over the details of this particular fight and the opponent, Mariusz Wach was nobody to be worried about, right? 46 years old. Yes, he had some big names on his resume, but all were losses. He was definitely a journeyman. If you look at it, it's a win-win for Wach, right? He gets to say, I went in there and I got all these guys on my resume and I tried to go toe-to-toe with them. There's no shame in that, right? But for me, as somebody who views fighting, right, as you should be in it for the glory, right? Like, you're a prize fighter, the prize is the money, but like, you should be in there for legacy, right? Like, at least that's what I think. I appreciate the warrior aspect with some of these guys, and I feel like that's almost gotten lost in this modern day generation of fighters. And not all of them. There's some young cats in there who really, really want to fight for legacy and titles and belts and fight the best and challenge themselves, right? But then there's a lot of guys who don't. They go in there for the money and they don't give it their all. And I feel like, it's almost, it's kind of a shame to the sport and a little bit of a discrediting to themselves, because if you're just fighting for the money and you're not fighting for something deeper, I feel like you're kind of you're shorting yourself out. Now, I'll say this, if that's the case, right, and Tyson Fury just wasn't up for this fight, he wasn't locked in fully to where he needed to be in the killer mode, right? Then why not just run that fight as an exhibition? In my opinion, fights like that, if you're just going to treat them like a sparring session, you're not going to go all in and you're not going to take it serious and you're in there playing around, why is it a pro fight? Again, I guess you're just adding to your resume as like little filler numbers and stuff. But in my opinion, those things should be exhibition if you're not going to take it die hard serious. I think every time you get in that ring, you should be looking to put on a great performance. And if it's because you feel sorry for the guy, then that guy shouldn't be fighting, right? He shouldn't sign the dotted line. He shouldn't get in the ring then. So if I'm basing his performance of yesterday in going into a potential AJ fight, in my opinion, he gets knocked out. And I know a lot of people are going to hate that. Like I said, a lot of people really like to give AJ flock and then go after his flaws and whatever have you and have that big rivalry. And I'll just be honest, I always viewed AJ as the winner of those two potentially fighting at any point in their career. And I'm not saying that, like, Tyson Fury is a bum and that he's not capable of going into that match and looking good and maybe even winning. But I've just always given the edge to AJ personally. His fight's still coming up tonight, so we'll see, obviously, how he looks. But his guy's definitely a lot more lively than Mariusz Wach, right? Mariusz Wach wasn't even ranked in the top 200 on BoxRec. And at least, Christian Prenga is ranked number 35, and he's got a 100% knockout rating. And he's younger. He's younger than Wach by 11 years. So, again, we'll see what happens based on the performance. Not impressed, but, again, I think Tyson Fury rises to the occasion. I think he'll get a lot more serious. I think he'll lock in. I think he'll look a lot better going into a fight with AJ. There will be a lot more motivation, history, all of that. It'll be for the Battle of Britain, right? So that'll be something that'll live with him forever. It'll be like when Amir Khan and Kell Brook finally fought, right? Except it'll be bigger. And like literally because they're bigger, the heavyweight guys. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. I'll see y'all guys in the next one. We got a couple more fights coming up. A couple more tonight. We got another card tomorrow with Zuffa. So I'll do a little more coverage on those. I'll see you in the next one.